I love talking about tripods. Said no one ever. I can't stand tripods. They're like in the way all the time. I have to fold them up before I put them in the car. I have to carry them with me. But dang it, I need them. I gotta have tripods. They're a necessary evil. I miss the days when I used to just grab my camera, go out into the field and take some pictures. That was wonderful. My crazy self, I decided to do YouTube, which means now I have to lock off the camera to get shots of scenery, and I have to make sure that I'm getting extremely stable footage of the pretty little birds. And I'm just gonna say it is a pain in the absolute ass to carry around all of this equipment. I don't enjoy it. I just don't. Over the past year, I've gone through several tripods. The fact is, I can't find one that just has everything right. There's really only a few things you need to consider when buying a tripod. I thought it was just about load capacity, what's the maximum height, and really weight, right? You don't want to be carrying too much around. I thought that was the only considerations until you have one out in the field. So other than load capacity, maximum height, and weight, I want to talk to you about a few things that I look for in a tripod, things that you may not be thinking about when you're buying one that are very important to consider. And the first thing, and this is one of the most important, it's how in the heck do the legs move in and out? You might recognize this big monster right here. This is a Benro. It's just a big ass Benro. I don't know. I think it's a Mach 3 or something like that. This is how you adjust the legs. You pull out that little handle, it pulls in and out. You have to press it back down and it just stops at the next stop, right? If you want it to be up at this stop, you do it there and you press it back down. So when it's on the ground, it doesn't go anywhere. But as soon as you pick it up, this one just sags right back down. Now I've tightened these up, but there's nothing worse than getting out. Can you even see my face? There's nothing worse than getting out in the field and having incredibly stiff tripod legs. And I'm not a guy that just sits around on a tripod all day. I take a few shots, I pick it up and I move. I'm adjusting the height up and down all the time. So step one when considering a tripod is take a look at these little legs right here. For the record, I'm not a huge fan of Benro legs. They're just okay at best, but this is a big ass sturdy tripod and it has worked for me. Second thing is these big grips right here. It's important to have something that you can wrap your hands on real quick and undo and then tighten back down. I've learned that I like the twists much more than the levers. Levers they're just junk to me. I know that a lot of people say they like to look down and see that it's locked off. I like it to be tactile, and then I just press on the tripod to see if it's set up properly. Now this is for the big boy, like I said. It's not something that everyone's going to be buying, and unless you're shooting with big lenses like this, I honestly wouldn't even consider a tripod like this. I think the load capacity on it is like 58 pounds. This lens and camera together is only like 7 pounds, 7.5 pounds total. This is overkill. However, it's extremely stable. It keeps the vibrations from, kind of ending up in the camera. Yeah, it's big, it's funky. That's the only Benro tripod I've ever owned. The other brand of tripods that I pretty consistently buy is the, how do you pronounce it? SIRUI? S-I-R-U-I. There's no proper way to say it. It's SIRUI. It has the twists that I like, which is fantastic. This one's carbon fiber, and this is the AM-284, which I think weighs 3.2 pounds if I'm not mistaken. Something special about this one is it doesn't have the center column, which means I use this one when I'm out in the field and I need to get extremely low to the ground. It lays completely flat. This is one of my favorite designs on a tripod. This one, you just pull it all the way out, it snaps out, which is pretty dang cool. And then you pull it up and it snaps in the down position. Now if I just want to adjust it lower, just click down to the next one and then click back down to that one. So far of the designs I've had, this has been one of the best. So this is the SIRUI AM-284. Here's a little note for you. If you're selecting a tripod and you're looking at those labels, 284 means it's a 28 millimeter leg or 28 millimeter diameter leg, and the 4 means it's a 4-section tripod. This one is one I can highly recommend. Highly recommend. It's built like a little tank. You can get low to the ground, very light. It's a good one. But that's not enough, right? You want more than just a lightweight tripod that's very sturdy, that has great grips and has a very nice lever to move the legs in and out. You want fancy features. You know, I pulled the trigger. I got a second SIRUI, and let me tell you why I bought this one, okay? Number one, the one I just showed you did not have a center column, and this does have a center column. And the reason I did that is because I'm a tall guy. I'm over 6 feet tall, just barely. And this one without the center column only goes up to about 57 inches, which means I'm pointing the camera up at me if I'm talking to it like this. So that means I have to get one with a center column. This one has a max height of 64 inches, 61 inches if I'm not mistaken, which doesn't sound like much, but if you're standing a little bit away from the camera, that 10-inch difference from your height, still have to turn it up a little bit, just not nearly as much as the last one. I liked the levers on the smaller tripod, but I do like this little thing. You just click it out. I don't know if you can see that there. It stays in the out position, and then I lift it all the way out and it clicks down. Now, same thing, as I'm going down to settings, I've got a nice audible to know that I'm in place. That's pretty good. I do like that one a lot. So let's talk about fancy features. This one has a monopod built into it. And all you do is you just twist. It shows it on the camera right there. Shows that you just untwist. There you go. Remove the center column. It's a little piece of the bottom there. There we go. That comes out. That's what you hang your stuff on. And then you just pull this out, chunk the other piece in the car, and screw it on. Not bad. It's brass fittings. Screws in nice and tight. That is sturdy. This is a sturdy carbon fiber tripod. I like that. Now, you can put the K20X ball head that comes with this tripod. You can put that right on the top, and you can use it as a monopod. But let me tell you about people who put ball heads on top of a monopod. You are a glutton for pain. It's miserable. Let me demonstrate. Kids, don't do this at home. This is a dumb idea. Big lens on a monopod, on a ball head. This is what happens. You see that? Flopping around. Piece of crap. You can't let go of it at all. 100% on your mind at all times. No good. Don't do this. Here's what I recommend. Go spend $160 on a Wimberley. It might be 180 bucks. Wimberley MH100, which is a specific monopod head. Let me show you the difference. It's the Wimberley MH100. Highly recommend this if you're going to use a monopod. Boom. Nice little setup. Now when you put the lens, tighten that down. Now you don't have to have a hand on the lens at all times. You can loosen up this little thing and spin it. And then what I do is I just keep my hand on that dial, and I can move it up and down and tighten it back down, and I'm done. Get the MH100. So like I said at the beginning, when you're looking to select a tripod, load capacity, the maximum height, and of course how much the tripod weighs is extremely important. But if you want to just spend a little bit more, and my suggestion is that 300 to 400 price range, there are a ton of good options. I'm partial to the SIRUI tripods. They're just built well. I haven't had a problem with any of them. I'm telling you, they're light little tanks. And that's important to me because I carry my tripods on my shoulder. I've got very expensive, heavy video gear that I mount to it. I just trust it. So here's my final thoughts. SIRUI, I don't know how to pronounce it. They make fantastic tripods. And specifically this MT-2204 which has a load capacity of 33 pounds, a maximum height of 61 inches, and it only weighs 3 pounds. This has been my go-to little workhorse when it comes to carrying my video gear around. And once again, I can't say this enough. I'm not just setting a tripod down and pointing it at an object. I'm picking that tripod up with my other tripod on my shoulder. Things are bumping into each other. I'm carrying it through the trees, and this has held up just wonderfully. I figure you clicked on this video for one of two reasons. Reason number one is you like me. I'm a relatively nice guy. Reason number two is you actually need a tripod. If you need a tripod and you found this information useful, go down into the description and click on the affiliate link that I have. If you click on the link in the description and you buy it, I make a couple of bucks, and that's wonderful. I get to feed my family because I am a starving, dead broke photographer who has spent way too much money on gear, and I need more money so that I can feed my family and buy basic necessities like shoes. If you found this information useful, that's great. That's what YouTube's all about, finding someone that's going to give you some information that's useful. If you're interested in more than just gear talk and you want to join me on my nature little outings where we're out in the woods, we're photographing birds, hit that subscribe button, because every Friday morning I'm going to post a video about being out in nature. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you the next time.